Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days. For today's video, day 10 will take us to the 9th of March. We'll be able to extend out beyond that. We extended GFS ensembles running to around a couple of weeks. Have a look at 7v2 at the end of video. For the next 4 weeks, that will take us into the latter stages of March. We will not be able to bring you the ECM ensembles today, unfortunately, because they have not updated at the Icelandic Metals. I don't know what's happened to them today. Occasionally they don't get updated, and today is one of those days. But we have got everything else, all of the other regular features to show you. Just say that the first video released today was the final season roundup for spring 2021, getting together 15 long-range season models to see what they're all showing from the world's leading forecast centres. So that, of course, is ahead of the spring forecast from GWV.com that will be released tomorrow, and weekend forecast as well as on a Saturday, your week ahead look at. So check out the 2 videos that we've released so far today if you would like to do that. Right, let's start then. We're going to begin by having a look at central temperature. CET for February is currently standing at 15.2, an anomaly of 1.5 degrees above average. Has turned into quite a mild month. That's provisional to yesterday, to the 26th. I don't see that changing actually a great deal from there, but then it's a case where we get a downwards correction, so we may actually finish up around 5.0 with this now. I was expecting like 5.5, but I think it's going to be a bit lower than that, probably close around 5.0, but we'll find out on Monday where we're finishing up anyway. These were GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles next couple of weeks. We're at London today, the red line 30-year upper air temperature average for London. So we're starting off significantly mild average with upper air temperatures at the moment. So when the sun's out by day, we do realise that sort of mild upper air temperature as well. It is pleasantly mild in the sunshine by day, but by night we are in a bit of an inversion across parts of the country. So colder nights with frost, but pleasantly mild and sunny days. But you see what's happening later on in the week. We've got quite a plunge in the temperature, upper air temperature appearing now from like there, where we're going to be around Wednesday to here, where we are by next weekend. Quite a significant plunge in the upper air temperature. There are some really cold upper air temperatures, in there as well. We've got a cluster here that's forming very close around -10 at 850 HPA. That's really quite impressively cold for like March. Probably it won't get quite as cold as that, but it does look as though we are going to be turning quite a lot colder, at the end of the week and into next weekend. High pressure will be associated with this. I'm not sure there's going to be all that much snow around, but there may be wintry showers in the east. So as we go through the second week of March, looks like the temperature is starting to recover then. So probably only like a brief cold plunge, but while it is cold, it could be really quite impressively cold. I would not rule out some quite severe night frost actually for March anyway. Some quite severe night frost like at the end of this week and into next weekend. Precipitation wise, a lot of dry weather coming up as well, so that's the other thing. There's going to be plenty of fine weather associated with both the mild temperatures we've got at the moment and then the colder temperatures later on in the week. There'll probably be a cold front that's associated with that drop in temperature, but I would have thought, bring some showery rain. And then if we bring in enough of an easterly, there could be some wintry showers for eastern areas, and that's those precipitation spikes there, I think. But it's just a question of whether, pressure is low enough to allow those wintry showers to come through. More definitively unsettled, probably running up towards the middle part of March. That's a long way out. Overall, the next week, 10 days, looking very dry. Temperature anomalies from the 27th of February to the 7th of March. Going to be close to or slightly below average for England and Wales. Anyway, but not a particularly big deviation. Precipitation, I was looking at this, very, very dry from the 27th of February to the 7th of March. Going to be a really dry period coming up. Later info map from earthnullschool.net shows that we're under an area of high pressure at the moment. That the mild, we're bringing winds from a mild direction. We've got a mild air mass, but like the southerly southwest is actually to our north and west now because we're under that ridge of high pressure. So that's a reason that technically it's a mild air mass, but we are having an inversion under the clear skies. That's producing night frost. But by day, because the sun is getting so strong now, we do get pleasantly mild days. But but with cold nights. But the proper sort of southerly southwesterlies are actually pushing off to our north and west at the moment. Right, so that's how the UK Met is looking for Tuesday. High pressure will be dominating with high and dry as we go into the middle of the week. That carries on to Wednesday as well. Thursday starts to see the high pressure begin to reposition close to Iceland, and we'll start trying to pull in some colder air from the north and northeast as we get to 144 hours, which is midnight on Friday, 5th of March. We have pulled wind into the east and the northeast. This will be bringing in colder air from the east. You see, pressure is very high with this zone at 1,030 to 1,035 millibars. So I'm not sure there will be much precipitation around, but certainly eastern areas, close to the east coast anyway, I think there is a risk of bringing in some wintry showers, especially later on Friday and into Saturday morning, I would have thought. So the GFS midnight run was looking. High pressure again dominates through the middle part of the week. Going to be relatively mild by day. Could be chilly by night. Towards the end of the week, though, the high pressure will sort of reposition and reform between Norway and Iceland. So back to the sort of blocking and pulling the wind back into the east again. That will start to bring colder air in from the east with -5 Celsius iceberg pushing in from the east. And within that cold air, there could definitely be some snow showers on the eastern side of the country. Or wintry showers anyway. The high pressure slips down through the country during next weekend. Will be within a cold air mass though, so expect some significant cold nights, especially like for the time of year, with temperatures going well below freezing, I think, next weekend. Quite severe frost for March. Up to day 10, the high pressure is just sitting to our east, so starting to draw up some slightly milder or less cold air from the south. Still a lot of dry weather. And then the midnight GFS run started to raise the heights again. Look at this, to our north and northeast with low pressure trying to attack from the southwest. So that low pressure is coming into this blocking feature that's sitting to our northeast. That's the 10th of March, so that could bring rain or snow into the southwest. That low pressure sort of fended off by the high pressure, or high pressure fends it off, pushes it away to the south. So we remain blocked with winds in from the east as we go through the second week of March, and we're gradually dragging in colder air from the east as well. So quite a cold midnight GFS run, actually. We finish up looking like that. Low pressure again having a go at attacking from the southwest. That's bringing heavy rain into the southwest, which could again turn to snow as it bumps into colder air in the north and to the northeast of the country as well. So quite a cold first half to March, actually, with the GFS midnight run. Let's have a look at the precipitation type forecast based on that GFS midnight run over at theweatheroutlook.com. So, of course, the emphasis is on dry weather for several days, but by the time you get through to the middle of the week, some showery bursts beginning to break out. But it's later on in the week that we turn wind into the east and start to bring these wintry showers into eastern parts of the country. And because pressure is relatively high, the wintry showers are relatively scattered. But, you know, there are some wintry showers running down the east coast, and some of them are pushing inland as well from Friday into Saturday. So there may be a little bit of snow around this time next week, but the emphasis really will be on dry weather, I think, as we move up towards day 10. Then that low pressure tries to get in from the Atlantic. That perhaps brings a little bit of snow with it as well, depending on how far inland we get. We're up to the 11th of March now, but it's still the emphasis on dry weather, really. And as we get towards the end of the GFS midnight run, again, bringing more rain into the southwest, but struggling. And if it does push in far enough inland, then it might turn to snow. Again, quite a cold outlook, I have to say, from the GFS midnight run today. This is a 6ep, it's very latest. So again, high pressure is dominating the weather through much of this week, repositioning to our north, allowing the winds to pull round into the east of the northeast. In comes the -5 Celsius ice firm from the east as we go through to the end of the week. It will be turning significantly colder, but within high pressure there's only limited potential for wintry showers across eastern parts of the country. Under that ridge it will be cold, and there'll be some very significant overnight frost next weekend. Heading up to day 10, the ridge is quickly moving away. A low pressure coming in off the Atlantic. This is turning much more unsettled with the 6ep compared to midnight run. This is much more Atlantic driven with low pressure sweeping in. Actually quite stormy there by the very end, 15th of March. GM looks like this. Again, rich of high pressure means a lot of fine weather through the early to middle part of next week. Then the high pressure heads up towards Greenland and Iceland. We turn into the east and the northeast. Maybe a little bit more of an easterly, northeasterly at the end of this week with the GM. There's greater potential for wintry showers or snow showers into the east and the southeast there, I think, at the end of the week. Pushing the -5 Celsius iceberg through the country, even a little bit of -10 at 850 HPA air coming in from the northeast. Stays cold then into next weekend with that high pressure continuing to stick around the country. Very cold over Scandinavia, by the way, northeastern Europe with that trough of low pressure. And it stays cold and blocked really up to day 10 with the GM as well, with blocking continuing to our northeast. We are very close with the GM to pulling in some really bitterly cold air. That -10 Celsius ice is just over the other side of the North Sea. So it would only take a slight adjustment to turn very cold, unusually cold, with the GM. Just don't quite pull it off. But it does stay cold up to day 10. And also like by day 10, the Atlantic is probably going to try and have a go at getting in. And there could be fun and games with that. All of a sudden, we're looking at quite a coldish sort of first half to March here now, I think, after a mild start. This is how the ECM is looking. Again, quite a lot of fine weather through the middle part of the week. But later on in the week, that high pressure repositions around Iceland. Winds begin to turn in to the east and the northeast as well. Again, similar to the GM, by the end of next week, I think the ECM is pulling in a bit more of an easterly, particularly for England and Wales. Greater risk of wintry showers for England anyway, particularly eastern England, through the latter stages of next week compared to, let's say, the GFS. I think there's a little bit more wintry shower potential with the ECM. Looking really quite cold, the upper air temperatures, -10 Celsius ice is back in over Scotland as well. That's Saturday. Again, certainly wouldn't be ruling out wintry showers in eastern and southeastern part of the country with that. Again, it does look cold with the upper air temperatures. And then up to day 10, the GM gradually starts moving that high pressure out to the west. A little bit different to the other models. Move the high pressure out to west and probably starting to bring milder air in around the top from the Atlantic, especially to more northern and western areas. But again, you see that like much of northern and northeastern Europe looking bitterly cold. Look how close we are to that really, really cold air that's sitting over northern Europe. We just don't quite tap into it, but we're not all that far from like beastly easterlies again here, to be honest. This is how the precipitation type forecast looks based on that ECM run from Meteo.com. I'll wrap through these very quick because the emphasis is going to be on dry weather. Some showery rain there in the south through the middle part of next week. Not all models are showing that. And then we get wind into the east later next week, which probably brings some wintry showers into eastern parts of the country, but the emphasis is on dry weather up towards day 10 anyway. Right, we can't show you the options on the table in the ECM ensembles today, unfortunately, so the last thing we'll look at will be a CFS V2, and then we're done for this video. These are 500 millibar heights broken down into weekly periods. The first week period takes from the 27th of February to the 5th of March. The coming week, you'll have high pressure dominating, a lot of dry and fine weather, eventually getting colder by the weekend. Week 2 will take us from the 6th through to the 12th of March. High pressure is over and just to the west of the country then. Jet streams push northwards. Again, a lot of dry weather in with that. Probably begin to get less cold with the air coming in off the Atlantic around the top of the ridge. Week 3 is going to be the 13th to the 19th of March. High pressure just to our south then over northern France. Low pressure around Iceland, Greenland. Winds are in from a westerly direction. Going to be a lot of dry weather and probably quite mild with that one. And then week 4 is going to be the 20th, 26th of March. High pressure just to our west again. Low pressure to our north. Winds probably in from the west-northwest. Again, a lot of dry weather we've had. If this is right, it's going to be a remarkably dry March, with high pressure dominating more or less from beginning to end. Obviously, these are anomalies on weekly periods, so there could be little interruptions of more unsettled conditions within these weekly periods. But overall, this is a very dry, anticyclonic, high pressure dominated March that we're facing if CFSV2 is correct. If you enjoyed this video, please can you smash your like button. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. You'll be able to see future weather content. Don't forget to tell your friends, family, and everybody else to subscribe as well. Thank you so much, everybody. We're on the grind to 11k subscribers. So if everybody who subscribes brings a friend, we will get to 11k in the end. And click the bell as well. Maybe be notified by YouTube when we are releasing content, either videos or live streaming. And drop a comment after you've watched this video in around 10 seconds when I stop it, actually. Drop a comment and let us know what you think. Right, that's it then for today's video. So, I've got a busy evening ahead. I've got to get the GWV Spring 2021 forecast together for you to watch tomorrow. That'll be the first video up tomorrow, spring forecast. So that's going to be quite an interesting watch, I think. Hopefully, anyway. You'll find out what we're predicting for the spring. Also got GWV Sunny Roundup coming up tomorrow, and we shall be live streaming from 6 o'clock. We're backing off on the live streams. We did the final Friday night live stream for the time being. Last night we stopped the midweek live streams, but we will be carrying on live streaming on a Sunday. They're not going to stop. They're like the original sort of live streams to GWV, so they carry on whatever else is happening. And so I shall see you live tomorrow from 6 o'clock. No doubt we'll talk about spring forecast, and I'm sure we'll have some long range data in that, probably from a CFS, I would have thought, but we'll see tomorrow. So I'll see you live at 6 tomorrow, but before then, GWV Sunny Roundup, and of course the spring forecast. For today's video, so for this video, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.